game this week, available at the website as well. The Glenville State softball team is starting what it hopes is a lengthy stay at the Division II Softball World Series this afternoon, taking on Missouri Southern. The Pioneers have been powered by shortstop Delaney Warnick in the postseason, and head coach Sarah Schoon says she's not seen something quite like the heater that Warnick carries into this week.
Well, I have never played with somebody who is just downright beat everybody in postseason. So I hope that continues on. It's like she has this brand new scouting report. Truly, the kid's hitting everything on all sides of the field. So knock on wood. But we love her. She'll never tell you that. She's as humble as can be, but she's definitely a star.
First pitch between Glenville State and Missouri Southern is today at 4 p.m. in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Warnick is one of two players selected as Division II All-Americans this week out of the Mountain East Conference. She's a third-team All-America selection, joined by the University of Charleston's Addison Mass on the second team. You're listening to Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
There are just 4 bids left of the West Virginia State High School Baseball Tournament after Trinity Christian locked in its first ever trip to states with a win over St. Mary's in Class A Region 1. At least 2 more berths will be decided today. Riverside and Cabell Midland play for the final spot out of the Class Quad A South region. Greater Beckley Christian matches up with Webster County, the winner moving on in Class A Region 3. Cameron could also clinch a spot in the Class A field with a win in its game today against Madonna. At the Metro News Sports Desk, I'm Daniel Woods.
ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Thursday, May 28th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Thanks for being a part of today's show. We are going to get things started with our text line. We open that up now at 304-396-TALK. That is 304-396-8255. It's brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop. Wide open today, so you get the entirety of the show. Make it count, as, of course, we're not going to have a show here soon. We got the state tournament coming up in a few days. So next week, and then we're going to be off for a week. So take advantage of it now. So if you got something you want to get off your chest, you got something you want to comment on, today's a good day to do that. And again, we'll keep the text line open the entirety of the show today at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. You can also find me on X at Paul Swann. And, of course, you can join our Facebook page, The Drive with Paul Swann. We got a lot to get into today. You know, a few things that are interesting. We've got the NBA coming up with some new rules to prevent tanking. We'll get into that. An interesting concept there. Completely different than what the NFL does. NFL basically, hey, we go from bottom to top. Bottom team gets the number 1 pick. You know, we go down. If you're the Super Bowl champion, you're going to be picking last. And, of course, the NFL would like to see every team about 500. That's the kind of parity the NFL wants. It just wants 500. Everybody's 500. Maybe 1 or 2 teams that are a little bit better than the rest, and a couple of teams that are maybe a little worse than the rest. But I think the NFL wants just everybody to be about the same. Every week you just don't know what's going to happen. The NBA, you got teams that are trying to tank deliberately, and I think that's soured a lot of fans. Imagine you go to the NBA game, might be a little late in the season, but hey, this is the game you got tickets to. Tickets are not cheap. You're taking your kid, and maybe your kid wants to see their favorite superstar. Well, yeah, we got load management going on. Oh, you know what? Well, yeah, we're not playing him today. deliberately trying to lose. And I think that's not how you build fan bases. If you're staying competitive throughout the process and you're not being penalized, that is probably the best way to go for the NBA. So we'll get into that system as well. Some sad news today. And it comes from the world of hockey. A 4-time Stanley Cup champion, Claude Lemieux, passed away at age 60. Now, TMZ is reporting some circumstances around his death. We haven't seen anything else come out, but the NHL's commented about his death. He's a 4-time Stanley Cup champion, as I mentioned. I mean, he was a tremendous player in his day. He was 60. Played in 21 years, 21 seasons. 4 Stanley Cup winning teams that I mentioned. He was a big part of Montreal's dynasty in the 90s. Won a championship with the Colorado Avalanche. And he's also on that cup at New Jersey's benefit. So he returned to New Jersey and got on the cup there. He had 379 goals. The circumstances, though, if I'm to believe what TMZ has reported, and if that's the case, it's very sad today because TMZ reporting that his death was a result of suicide. And I feel confident in sharing that from TMZ. TMZ has a strong track record. It's not going to just throw that out there. He just had the torch. It's a part of the ceremonies during a Montreal Canadiens game. Part of the presentation. You've got legends. You get people bringing the torch, and he was just there on Monday. And so if that's the case, yeah, I'm saddened by that. I'm saddened more by that because mental health is something that we have just glossed over for a majority of my life. More now people are willing to talk about it and to understand. Mental health is important. It's not just your physical health, it's your mental well-being. And so there are places you can call. There are people you can talk to. If that ever becomes an issue for you, if there's something that it's really bothering you, if you're struggling, if there's something that you just feel hopeless with, there are several places that you can call. And honestly, I hope that you're not in that situation, but if you are, that's something that I would encourage you to try to look into, because this is an NHL legend. It's an icon in the National Hockey League. And we don't know what was going on in his life. So that was something that when I saw that earlier today, I was very saddened by it. A tremendous player. And then, you see the reports that, it wasn't just natural causes, which is sad enough, but it was actually suicide. So Claude Lemieux passing away, one of the all-time greats in the National Hockey League. Our text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We'll go over what's happening tonight. We've got Pirates baseball for you on the radio. We've also got NBA to talk about. We've got hockey to talk about. We have, of course, good news for Marshall. Softball making an announcement today. And so we're going to keep an eye on everything that's happening. We've got Laura Check doing the long jump later. So we don't have any idea what's going to happen until tomorrow. So she's at the NCAA event right now, and she hasn't begun yet her event, but that's coming up. So we've got a lot of things to get into, and we want to talk to you as well. Our text line again, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255 to be a part of today's show here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We'll dive into it. We'll start with Marshall softball when we continue on this edition of Your Drive. It is ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Grab the mic and bring the fun to the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe. It's Mike Night every Saturday from 8 till 10. Whether you're a total rock star or just a shower singer who loves to have fun, grab the mic, sing loud, and make a night of it. And every Thursday evening, it's Wingo Singo Bingo. Every Thursday from 7 to 9. Singo Bingo plus 50-cent bonus wings. Great food, great drinks, and great fun. Every week at the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe, across from Pullman Square, downtown Huntington.
Our Kindred Communications family of stations reminds you of the need for blood donations to the Red Cross. Blood is always needed. It may save your life or the life of a loved one. This reminder is brought to you in part by
John Sang Ford, 195 Upper River Road in Gallipolis. Let's drive it together. JohnSang.com. Hoggins Usman of Mason at Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Family owned and operated since 1948.
Save big money on your next outdoor project at Menards. Shop the largest in-stock selection of AC2 pressure-treated lumber and thick decking, all easy to load in our drive-through lumber yard. Plus, get free estimates using our easy-to-use deck design program. Save big on AC2 pressure-treated lumber and thick decking at Menards. Also, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Summer starts here. It's Moses Auto Mall of Huntington 9th Street Live every Friday night in Huntington. Presented by Michelob Ultra, White Claw, Big Timber, and Country Boy Brewing. Friday, May 29th, it's Bedford on the Marshall OBGYN stage. The Little Caesars Kids Zone is back, and Gomart Happy Hour starts at 5. Enjoy 9th Street libations from the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe, Sip Downtown Brasserie, and Summit Beer Station. Featuring Tito's, Milagro Tequila, Rebel Bourbon, High Noon, and Lucky One. The after show party takes place at Jerk Riley's at Pullman Square. Mark your calendar for June 19th when 9th Street is dead with Grateful Dead tunes from John Ingram's Dead Center. July 10th, enjoy the music of the Beatles with the Newbies. The Thundering Herd Rally is Friday, August 14th. Sponsored by Wendy's, Huntington Beverage Center, Sods, Apex Tech, The Great Outdoors Marine, Village Caregiving, Thoroughbred Express Wash, the City of Huntington, Marshall University, Blinko Glass Company, Marshall Health Network Arena, and Kindred Communications.
For the safety of students, families, and teachers, schools across our country are closing.
School closures can have significant and lasting consequences, particularly for vulnerable students who may face hunger, homelessness, and even trauma.
That's where our organization, Communities in Schools, can help. For years, we've had caring adults inside schools, helping these students stay in school.
Now, we are taking our work beyond the school walls. Our caring adults are delivering meals, providing household supplies, connecting kids with online classrooms, and using technology to maintain the one-on-one relationships we know can transform the lives of students and their families.
Communities in Schools, going wherever we are needed, doing whatever it takes to empower students to succeed in school and in life.
To see how you can help kids succeed, visit communitiesInschools.org.
My dad, he's a double amputee, and he's one of my favorite people in the world. To me, a hero is someone who fights for our country and freedom. My dad is a hero. Homes for Our Troops built this house, and it's basically made for him. My dad can get through the wide doorways. When he is making our lunch, he can reach anything we need. He'll help me build tiny projects. Life is good here. Without Homes for Our Troops, we'd be living in a home that didn't have all these features that helped him.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post-9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives.
If they get a new house like this one, it'll help them do normal life. My dad's not just a hero, he's my hero.
Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Our text line this hour brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Welcome back, Paul Swann, your host. We've got a busy night in sports to tell you about. The Thunder and the Spurs coming up tonight. That's going to be 8:30 on NBC. Game 6 of the West Finals. OKC leads that series 3-2. You think this is the night the Spurs are finally eliminated and OKC takes on the Knicks for the championship? It's looking promising for Oklahoma City. Of course, we will also have that game for you tonight on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3. and 1340. Now, National Hockey League, no action tonight as the Vegas Golden Knights awaiting the winner of the Canadiens and the Hurricanes. Back at it tomorrow. It will be Game 5. The Canadiens could be eliminated tomorrow if the Hurricanes can get the win. And, of course, again, that is Game 5 of that series. We've had some dominant teams go through. I thought this was going to go 7. After that first game, I absolutely thought that this would go 7. I'm actually of the mindset I'd actually like to see it go 6, just because I'd like to see the game be played on Sunday at the Bell Center, just because of Claude Lemieux, give him a proper send-off in front of the Montreal Canadiens fans. That's what I would like to see, just because, after all, sport, and it means a lot more once you get down to it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really the toy box. I mean, really, it's the Toys R Us of life. You get into sports, it's the Toys R Us of life. If you look at it realistically, it's fun. We get to enjoy ourselves. We get into these situations where we take it too seriously, and that's what's ruining it. It's the fun zone of life, and there are things that happen that are very tragic in the fun zone of life sometimes. But for me, I'd like to see this one go 6, just because I would like to see that happen, to honor just one of the all-time greats in hockey. In sport, if you just go by sport to sport, who are your guys? Well, Claude Lemieux gets named. He's one of your guys. Like, hey, this is what our sport looks like. So that's coming up on Sunday. And, of course, we've got baseball action coming up tonight here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. But first, let's get you caught up on what's happening. Earlier today, it was the Angels defeating the Tigers 7-1, and the Twins fell to the White Sox 6-2. Top of the fourth, the Braves lead the Red Sox 2-0. Yesterday, it was the Mets getting the better of the Reds 4-2. The Guardians got the better of the Nationals 3-2, and Pittsburgh Pirates not having a good day against the Cubs. It was a 10-4 victory for the Cubbies. So looking at tonight's action, we've got the Cubs and the Pirates coming up. We'll go on the air 6:15 right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. The Pirates could have had a nice little streak going on here. Right now, 29-27, 15-14 at home. And if you look at that Central right now, I mean, it's a fight. The Brewers lead the Central 33-20. They're 4.5 games up on the Cardinals and the Cubs, 5 up on the Reds, and 5.5 up on the Pirates. Look at that. Just Milwaukee has got a 4.5 game lead, and everybody else is within a half game of one another virtually. That is insane. I mean, you look at the other parts of the National League in the East, the Mets are 14 games back. In the West, The Rockies are 16.5 back. It's not so bad in the American League. I mean, the Red Sox are 11.5 back in the East. In the Central, Cleveland's got a 3-game lead over the White Sox. The Tigers are 10.5 back. And in the West, a little bit more competitive there. Mariners have a half game up on the Athletics, and the Angels are the bottom 6 games back. But you look at that Central. That Central's just been back and forth. I mean, the Pirates are 29-27, and the Brewers are 33-20. Brewers at 33-20, top team. Pirates 29-27, the bottom team. And that's going to flip-flop several times. No one truly has had a dominant start. Brewers are 19-11 at home. Pirates are 15-14 at home. Brewers are a little bit better on the road, 14-9, where the Pirates are 14-13. And of course, the Reds are just all over the place. And the big difference here is that the Pirates, out of the last 10, 5-5, same with the Reds. The Cubs have lost a lot of ground. In the last 10, just 1-9. And that's where Milwaukee's just been able to kind of inch its way up. It's only 7-10 in the last, 7-3 in the last 10. And it's been helped by the Cardinals dropping 4 straight, and with the Cubs falling apart. This is just a quagmire trying to figure out who's going to try to take charge of this division. No matter the case, we've got you covered. That is coming up tonight. The Pirates taking on the Cubbies. We've got it for you right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. So if you saw the news today, you got to be excited about this. If you haven't, it was announced this morning that Marshall softball head coach Morgan Zirkle, she's agreed to a contract extension. She's going to be part of the Herd up through the 2030 season, and there's opportunities for extensions along the way. The Herd got into the NCAA tournament. That's only the 3rd time in program history, the first time since 2017 that happened. And the last time it happened, Morgan Zirkle was an All-American. You remember that? So she's getting to stay where she is happiest right now, and that's the head coach of the Thundering Herd. And then you got Sydney Burko, named a D1softball.com second-team All-American at third base. Also the Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year and Newcomer of the Year. So you've got something in the works here. I mean, it could be a nice little story here. Yeah, Burko gets better, which I can't imagine she wouldn't. Burko gets better. You've got a little bit of experience now. You get into the NCAA tournament. You feel good. You didn't lose out. You won a game. You faced off against a couple of really tough teams. And to be fair, I thought the Herd was competitive in day one. And then you got to play a back-to-back. You get, 30 minutes of rest? That's tough. That's why you want to win those first ones. That's why this tournament is like that. You know, it's not easy if you lose and then you got to play in the bottom part of the bracket, and then if you win, you got to turn that right around. So it's very difficult, sort of like the first elimination game. You're in that game, and I'm not making excuses for the Thundering Herd, and I think Coach Z would not have that as well. But I'm pretty impressed with where this team is at so far. And you just don't go 38-19. You don't go 38-19 just by showing up. That's fair, right? But your RPI was 28. 38-19, RPI 28. The next thing that's got to happen for this Herd team, though, is getting into the NCAA tournament. You want that on a yearly basis, and with the quality of softball in the league, you're hoping that continues and just gets better, and more teams improve and push that league up further. But now Marshall's going to have to win the tournament and get that regular season crown. That's got to be, I think, the next benchmark for this. You got into the NCAA tournament. You're an at-large bid. That's great. That speaks to the quality of your of your season. And anything can happen. You get in, anything can happen. But now, I think the next benchmark, and I think this has always been the benchmark, you just expect it. Softball is one of those programs where you expect it more. You got to get to that. You got to get to that tournament championship game. You got to win that regular season championship. You got to get to that tournament championship game and win that. That's where I think we need to look next for this softball program. That's what the expectation is for Marshall. And Coach Z's got the guarantee to get it done. You know she's going to be around for a while. You don't have to worry. You lock her in now. I didn't think she would go anywhere, to be honest. I just don't think that she's looking for a different opportunity. It's not as if there's another school that she's like, hey, that's my dream job. Marshall's her dream job. So this is a smart move. Just lock her up, get it going now. And probably it's also a smart move because you're looking at your finances, you're looking at your budget. Like, hey, let's just go ahead and get her locked in now, and we can budget properly. We don't have to worry about this for several years. And if she continues to perform at the level we think she's going to perform, we'll just continue to work those extensions in. It's a win-win for everybody. And the softball program has performed. It's been one of the more consistent programs, men's or women's programs. Right now, I think basketball has been very consistent on the women's side and the men's side. Coach Jackson has had that team in contention. And I would speak for him as well. The goal is the Sun Belt Conference Tournament Championship, the regular season crown. That's the goal. They were in the hunt the entirety of the season for that. So you feel good about where that program's at. You feel good about where the women's program is at right now. You feel good. You got a coach that's got some time under his belt now, and he's got an opportunity to improve upon the football record, get this team in contention for a Sun Belt Conference championship again. That's always been the goal for football. Get them into contention and get that championship game. That's just the default goal. But you got to feel good about some of these programs right now. The tennis team competed for a Sun Belt Conference championship. You've had some success at track and field. You also had some success with swimming and diving. Have some good performances. You can build off of that for the future. And you got to feel good about softball as well. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. The text line to be a part of today's show here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. And with the way that college football and the landscape has been shaping up, it's not a bad idea to get your things in order now across the board because we still don't know where we're at right now. We got the legislation that's being proposed and that's being looked over. Some leagues are a little bit more receptive. The SEC is pretty much like, no, we're good. We're not going to share our rights. We're good. Thank you for that, though. No, we're a super league all by ourselves. We don't have to worry about these things. We don't have to. We are the super league. SEC also putting it out there that, hey, you know what? We're the best league. I mean, sure, the NCAA championship, if it was a real thing, it has not been coming to you in football. Instead, it's the college football playoff. You haven't seen that in a while. I mean, sure. I mean, okay, the depth might be there. But only thing we care about are championships. That's it. That's all we care about. Not playoff win. We care about championships. Where's your league at right now on that? So there's a lot going on. And then the NBA trying to make things a little bit more interesting. After all, the NBA, it's got to make it complicated. And we'll talk about that and get your text when we continue on this edition of Your Drive at ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Hometown Chevrolet has free oil changes for life. That's right. And it's Military Appreciation Month at your Hometown Chevy dealer in Waverly. We want to thank you, our veterans, for your service with an additional $1,000 rebate on most new Chevy models. We have nearly 20 new Chevy Trax SUVs priced as low as $25,000 and getting over 30 miles per gallon on the highway. With guaranteed financing for all, what's holding you back from getting a great deal on a new or used Chevy SUV and free oil changes for life? Hometown Chevrolet. Shop at yourhometowncHevy.com.
Save big money on your next outdoor project at Menards. Menards. Shop the largest in-stock selection of AC2 pressure-treated lumber and thick decking, all easy to load in our drive-through lumberyard. Plus, get free estimates using our easy-to-use deck design program. Save big on AC2 pressure-treated lumber and thick decking at Menards. Also, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
When you're at work, you never know when you'll be interrupted. But with the Dell Pro, powered by Intel Core Ultra with vPro, no matter what distracts you, your laptop won't. It's battery optimized for the way you work with built-in intelligence that quiets distractions when you need to focus. Your laptop will help keep you locked in, even when it's bring your dog to work day. Built for those who stay in the flow. The Dell Pro, built for you. Dell.com/Dell-Pro.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Our Senators Shelley Moore Capito and Jim Justice and Representative Carol Miller are standing up for radio listeners like us by supporting legislation to keep AM radio in cars. They know the value of local radio in times of emergency. Now it's time for Congress to finish the job and pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Learn more at dependonam.com. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
The future depends on teachers. Every day, teachers are shaping our tomorrows, starting their students on journeys that will change the course of history. Right now, in a classroom somewhere in the United States, there's a teacher inspiring a future scientist who will make preventing pandemics their life's work, sharpening the mind of an aspiring environmentalist who will help combat climate change, and generating possibilities for a student who will be the first in their family to graduate college. It all starts with teachers who meet challenges with creativity, who reinvent education for the future, who work towards a school system that lifts up every child, regardless of race, income, or zip code, and to enable the full potential of our students, our communities, and our country. Explore a career that leaves a legacy you can be proud of. Shape the future. Teach. Learn more and receive free support at teach.org.
11-year-old Hazel lives in a place that's rich in many things, but not money. As a young child, her job is to play, grow, and learn. But for kids like her in the world's poorest places, poverty gets in the way. There was a time when Hazel had to trek more than 2 hours every day to collect water from a dirty river. Once, when she got a life-threatening infection and her mother had no money for a hospital, Hazel nearly died. But thanks to Child Fund supporters, Hazel and her community now have clean drinking water and access to healthcare. And Hazel has a better chance to fulfill her potential. Child Fund works in 24 countries to make sure children grow up healthy, educated, self-sufficient, and safe, wherever they were born. Why? Because Child Fund knows the promise inside every child is greater than the poverty around them. Learn more at childfund.org.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Follow at Paul Swann on X for Marshall sports updates and more.
We continue with your Thursday edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line is open, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. NBA approving some new rules today. It's the anti-tanking draft lottery rules. Tanking. The act of being so bad you can get the best pick and try to be really good. And in the meanwhile, that's... You know what? Some people are actually okay with that. If your football team is so bad, there are people that are saying, hey, look, keep winning. Go, no, we don't care. Keep winning. And then there are others who are like, just pack it up. Get the number one pick. Let's go. Works if you're an NFL team, right? Get the number one pick. I mean, look, the Cleveland Browns. How many careers have the Cleveland Browns ruined with their high-level picks, right? How many careers? I mean, if you're a number one draft pick and then you look and, oh, hey, the team I might go to is the Cleveland Browns. Yay. Looking forward to that. No, but it works in the NFL. But again, how many careers have been ruined by the draft? The worst team getting the best player. It's supposed to theoretically work, where you're getting an opportunity to kind of rebuild and get back up near the top, or at least be one of the better teams, and then teams that fall off will get a chance to kind of reload as well. In the NBA, there are teams that deliberately tank because they're trying to play the odds. And so now the NBA has new lottery rules. 1, more teams are now invited. It goes from 14 to 16 teams. And if you're in the bottom 3, you don't even get a better shot at this. The bottom 3 teams will receive reduced odds for the number one pick because there's going to be a 3-2-1 lottery system, and that's going to begin with the 2027 draft. No team can win the number one pick in consecutive years. No team can receive 3 straight top 5 picks. And the lottery odds have been flattened to incentivize winning. What does that all mean? So if you're team number 4 through 10 in this, okay, so 16 teams, flattened odds, going up by 2. So teams 4 through 10, 3 lottery balls. If you are in the bottom 3 teams, you get 2 lottery balls. Okay? Play-in teams get 1 to 2 lottery balls. That makes sense to you? So the teams that are trying to win and trying to be competitive in the 16-team lottery, if you are a team in the 16-team lottery, if you are team 4 through 10, you get 3 lottery balls. If you're not, and you are that bad, you're going to get penalized for that. That's what I see this as, is you're getting penalized. So there's an incentive now. There's an incentive now that will push you to drive harder. So the 8 seed in each conference playoff picture is now in. So the bottom 3 teams basically said, okay, you don't usually get these few balls. Do better. And you don't want to finish now with the worst record. It was actually a 29-1 vote. Memphis voted against the measure. I guess they like tanking. So the number 9 and 10 play-in seeds in each conference will receive 2 lottery balls each. And the losers of the 7-8 play-in games will receive 1 lottery ball each. So if you're the number 9 and 10 seed, number 9 and 10 seed in each of the conference play-in games, and if you're the losers of the 7-8 play-in games, you get 1 ball. Now, the one thing that I might be okay with is that the number 1 pick can't be a back-to-back thing for a team. So you can't have the number 1 pick this year and then get it again next year. I'm interested to see how this plays out. Was tanking this big of a problem in the NBA? Was it to the point where some of these games are just absolutely unwatchable? And we might have a really good final here. We've got the New York Knicks that have not been able to compete for a championship since the good old days of Patrick Ewing, to be fair. Really feels like everything else has just been, they've been there. And then you've got possibly Oklahoma City Thunder, which are looking to continue what they've been able to do. But has this really been a problem? And I'm going to say, yeah, actually, NBA for me for a long time has just been unwatchable. Because you have so many teams that are just phoning it in. And when I tune into a game, I want to see what's happening. I want to see the very best game I can possibly see. And I don't think you see this too much in other sports. I mean, baseball is kind of a different animal here. Baseball is, you don't have teams tanking. It's a different beast. And the NFL, maybe a team will tank here or there. Maybe. It seems to work out. In the NHL, there's a draft lottery system as well. And I don't think that there's a tanking problem in hockey as much. After all, these guys are just built different in some of these other leagues. In the NBA, though, I kind of feel like, hey, it's all right to phone it in. And for me, that's not how you want to present your product. You're not phoning that in. I mean, look, how many times did LeBron James kind of like, hey, you know what, I'm taking a maintenance day. I get it, you're old. Maybe you should look at possibly retiring or taking a reduced role on your team. Maybe that's a possibility you should look into. Because when I tune in, I want to see the best playing. I want to see the team playing. And there have been some times, and it's been for every sport, where I've tuned in. It's like, okay, who are these guys? Oh, we're playing the young guys because our season's over, so we're playing the younger guys is usually what I see when I'm watching the game. Like, yeah, the roster's changed. We're playing the young guys. I mean, that's the one thing I like about college basketball is, for the most part, you don't have that. You don't have Coach Jackson going, okay, you know what? We're just going to play the young guys because our season's over. No, they're fighting for playoff position, or in this case, tournament position. They're fighting, and every game matters. You try to get into the tournament, every game matters. Seeding matters. And you're not just like, hey, let's just run the young guys out. Our season's over, because there's no draft pick in college athletics. That's what makes college basketball, to me. I mean, the level of talent when it's actually on display is better in the NBA. Just the game itself is probably more entertaining as a whole for college, because you don't have that. You don't have the we're phoning it in mentality on the college side. At least I don't believe so. I haven't seen it recently. I don't see the college coaches going, we're there are points in the game like, okay, it's over. Let's get the young guys in for a couple of minutes. We know it's over. That's end game situation. That's not, hey, we're just you got a rarity of like, hey, we're sitting all our guys. You don't see that. There's not too many maintenance days in college basketball compared to the NBA. And again, I know it's apples and oranges schedule-wise. So tanking is now going to be fixed in the NBA, and everybody's going to be happy. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. The text line's open, and that makes me happy here on The Drive.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Baker's Waterproofing and Basement Authority of West Virginia are now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Imagine the perfect chicken tender. Crispy, juicy, for lack of a better word, tendery. Now imagine these perfect tenders at Wendy's. 'Cause they are. Wendy's new chicken tenders are here with delicious new dipping sauces like Wendy's Signature, Creamy Ranch, and Honey Barbecue. And they're so good, we even changed our name from Wendy's to Tendies. I believe that's what the kids call manifesting. For Tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Here's another Kindred Communications Community Chatter. The Huntington Regional Antique Automobile Club of America 25th Annual Cerrito, West Virginia Antique Auto Show. Going to be taking place June 13th at Cerrito Plaza. Registration's at 9 a.m. Fee $10 to participate.
This Kindred Communications Community Chatter brought to you by Roosters at Pullman Square, Huntington. Over 40 TVs, hot wings, cold beer, great daily specials. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Summer starts here. It's Moses Auto Mall of Huntington 9th Street Live every Friday night in Huntington. Presented by Michelob Ultra, White Claw, Big Timber, and Country Boy Brewing. Friday, May 29th, it's Bedford on the Marshall OBGYN stage. The Little Caesars Kids Zone is back, and Go Mart Happy Hour starts at 5. Enjoy 9th Street libations from the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe, Sip Downtown Brasserie, and Summit Beer Station. Featuring Tito's, Milagro Tequila, Rebel Bourbon, High Noon, and Lucky One. The after show party takes place at Jerk Riley's at Pullman Square. Mark your calendar for June 19th when 9th Street is dead with Grateful Dead tunes from John Ingram's Dead Center. July 10th, enjoy the music of the Beatles with the Newbies. The Thundering Herd Rally is Friday, August 14th. Sponsored by Wendy's, Huntington Beverage Center, Sods, Apex Tech, The Great Outdoors Marine, Village Caregiving, Thoroughbred Express Wash, the City of Huntington, Marshall University, Blinko Glass Company, Marshall Health Network Arena, and Kindred Communications.
Imagine being denied an apartment because of your religion, or your race, or because you have children, or a disability.
It's so wrong.
Yes, but who has the power to stop this?
You do. Each of us has the power. The law is on your side. It's illegal for landlords to discriminate because of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, disability, or familial status. If you suspect that you have experienced housing discrimination, file a complaint with HUD immediately so we can investigate it. Fair housing is your right.
Use it.
To learn more, visit hud.gov/fairhousing. That's hud.gov/fairhousing. Or call 1-800-669-9777. 1-800-669-9777. A public service message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets, millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. West Virginia high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the West Virginia Secondary School Activities Commission and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Miss an episode? Catch it anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's our final segment for today's edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter writes in and says, what's your honest assessment of the Knicks' chances in the finals? I think I would rather have San Antonio than OKC. But I don't look at the Knicks as the underdog that a lot of the odds makers are saying. because right now the Knicks have won 11 straight. The Knicks are getting almost MVP level performance from Jalen Brunson. I know his name's been thrown out as, is this the greatest Knick of all time? Okay, let's wait just a second. But it's going to depend, honestly, if it's going to be the Thunder or if it's going to be the Spurs right now. I think I would rather have the Spurs. But that's not to say that either team would be a pushover. And they're better rested right now. They're well rested. I think they're healthier right now. But we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see what happens, because is the series going 7 before the Knicks get either the Thunder or the Spurs? I mean, what do we got here? What's going to happen? And that game tonight's going to be on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. I mean, the OKC looks good. Let's not kid ourselves here. But I like where the Knicks are right now. I hazard to talk matchup just because we don't know. We don't know which team is going to be the opponent for the Knicks. And I would never count out Victor Wembanyama. I never count him out. And let's be honest. Yeah, Oklahoma City got Game 5, and they've got the 3-2 series, and they could win and get in. And they've got Jalen Williams and A.J. Mitchell injured. The Spurs aren't healthy. Dylan Harper's not 100%. De'Aaron Fox isn't 100%. And for the first time in his career, Victor Wembanyama is going to be playing an elimination game, right? I like the Spurs in this. I think this is going 7, to be honest with you. Oklahoma City's been really good. Need to lean on that three-point shot a little bit. I still think this goes 7. And the Knicks are going to be the fresher team. And the Knicks are, honestly, they're going to be the team of destiny. So let's just go ahead and throw out all the armchair quarterbacking here and be honest with you. The Knicks are a team of destiny. Go New York, go to New York, go. The Knicks are going to win that series. I'll say 6. Knicks in 6. I like it. It rhymes. That's just my basic thoughts on that. Of course, we're going to have the NBA Finals. We're going to have a lot of those games between our two stations, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930, and we're going to have those as well on Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. We've got a lot of racing this weekend, though. We've got IndyCar racing on Sunday. We've got the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series on Saturday. We got the trucks on Friday. All of that's going to be on our sister station. And if you can't hear it where you're at, get the app. Just go to catsports933.com. You get that app downloaded, and then you'll be able to hear the station wherever you may be. And, of course, you can listen to us as well. Go to our website, wrbc.com. We've got the links. You can listen to the show. You can listen to the station on the web player, or get the app. It is free, and you can stream us wherever you may be. Appreciate the question. I've had fun watching some of these NBA playoff games. It's been a little bit more interesting to me as of late. So I'm getting a little bit back into it. It probably helps that I've got somebody to root for a little bit more, because I've just been dead on the Lakers for years. I mean, that was my childhood team partially, only because that's this team that was winning, and all the kids in the neighborhood, that was their team. So I kind of just grew up surrounded by it. Hey, everyone was a Lakers fan, so I guess I was a Lakers fan. I didn't like the Celtics anyway. I like Larry Bird. I'm just not a Celtics fan. I probably, outside of Magic Johnson, the Showtime era, and I did like Shaq in the Kobe days. I did like Shaq. And I like Patrick Ewing, but I've just kind of fallen off a little bit on it. Not a fan of LeBron. Nothing against LeBron. Just not a fan of LeBron. I mean, he's a great guy. No problem there. It's just not the biggest LeBron fan. And he's tremendously talented and has an argument for greatest of all time. I just don't like sometimes how he's got to insert himself into that conversation. If you're great, you're great. You don't need to tell people about it the way he does. I mean, if you're great, you're great. Let's let your greatness shine through. Let it come through all together. All right, that does it for this edition. We'll be back at it tomorrow here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington, your flagship home of the Marshall Thundering Herd and The Drive with Paul Swann, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.